beautiful humans and fabulous thugs. Welcome back to the BTST Reviews channel. Welcome in, James, from the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel. The link is in the description of this video to his channel, as well as several playlists on my channel. We will be doing a live tomorrow on his channel, I believe, for Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City. Yep.
I'm very excited for that. I hated Salt Lake City until James was like, I need something to recap, and I will start watching it again, and now I love it. I think they finally got casting right, with the exception of a few. And then we're also going to do a fun discussion on Love and Marriage Huntsville on Friday. So we have lots of lives this week.
Yeah, it's a busy week for us, I will say.
Yeah, it's not usually like that, but hey, we'll take it, right? But we're here to go over the Housewives of Beverly Hills. This episode was titled Beachy King, season 14, episode 9. I want to say after 14 seasons, go away, Kyle. You're aging terribly, and I'm sick of seeing you. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Now, Erica and Kyle, we start the episode with them FaceTiming. I'm not giving Kyle any time on my channel when it's just her. I don't care. Her kids are grown. They're doing what they're supposed to do. Her daughters, wonderful. Loved them on Buying Beverly Hills. Mauricio, successful. I don't care.
So basically, Kyle's getting the Heather Gay treatment that I give on Salt Lake City.
I'll discuss her when it involves her with other cast members, but just her trying to feel sorry for herself, living alone, and birds following her. I don't care. And so I'm not discussing it. But I will discuss her FaceTime with Erica. Kyle and Erica are both the biggest hypocrites on this show. They now feel like people need to butt out of Kyle's issues. But Kyle, you have been here since season 1 and set the tone of how people get into each other's business. But for the first time, instead of people leaving the show because they're sick of you or getting fired because they're too close to you, cough, cough, Teddy, now they're going to call you out. And she can't handle being called out. In the words of James, the bitch is pretentious. It's just how I feel. So her and Erica saying that everyone needs to butt out of her issues with Dorit is comical when Kyle has been, we watched Kyle assault Sutton getting involved with her issues with racist Diana Jenkins, the lip licker. We've seen Kyle do this with Lisa Vanderpump, literally impact her being able to make peace or have friendships with new people. So I don't feel sorry for Kyle at all. I know her loyal fans are like, the takedown of her is not working. No, she's still on the show because Bravo and production likes her. But if they went based off of the fans' reception of her, bitch would have been gone. That's how I feel. But Kyle tries to say, I'm going to have one last conversation with Dorit and we'll never speak of this again. Let me tell you something, bitch. If someone's really your friend, if someone is actually your friend who is going through something that you should understand, it's called empathy, right? Why are you going to shut them down just because you yourself are tired of talking about something? That's you shutting it down because you don't want to look bad, not because you care about how she feels or to fix it. So that's what I will say there. What's good, Thuggin' Cousin? Welcome in, Naya. You always make me smile. Good evening, fam. And no, Kyle will never have my sympathies.
Nobody's. Yeah, nobody's.
Yours don't work here. So that's what I have to say. Do you have any comments on the FaceTime?
No, we can move on from that.
James said absolutely not.
Right.
Now we did see Bose and Dorit. They have become very close very soon. I don't trust either of them. I don't, because Bose is so new. She should be equally getting to know everyone. Just because someone's going through a separation doesn't mean that you give them more grace. Because even though I don't like Kyle, she's also going through a separation. You're not trying to get to know her. And Bose could have came on here like, let me get Kyle and Dorit back together since they're both going through something. But instead, she's very one-sided, and that's difficult for me. That's difficult. But Bose asked Dorit why Kyle is saying that she knew nothing about PK and Dorit's issues. And Dorit puts it to rest, basically, with producers showing the receipts. They showed Kyle showing that she does know of the issues with PK and Doris because she's been talking about it for months. Everybody has known PK could not stand Dorit since we met her. It's very clear he wanted someone young and pretty on his arm, and he said that also. So, but Bose basically states that she views Kyle as a liar because Kyle lies constantly, and then her way to cover up her lies to make herself look better. actually results in her looking worse. Which I agreed with. That was an
I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But we do learn from this scene, the only thing of relevance, in my opinion, is that PK's sponsor is the one who suggested that they separate. Interesting, because we see the clips from next week, and it's looking like the ladies who have been divorced in the group are trying to act as if it's because PK wants to divorce her before the 10 years, because in California, that is true. If you're married under 10 years, your marriage is not considered like a solidified union. California recognizes that as a baby institution, which I think is fair. Which I think is fair.
I think so too. I think it's fair because in actuality, I feel like he probably came into the situation with a lot more than what she had. And I don't feel like I should be entitled to pay half when I build the room for you to have all these opportunities.
Without him, Dorit would not be relevant, and no one would care about her enough, or she's not interesting enough to go on a television show.
But then again, I'm gonna contradict myself, because then again, she did have to deal with him with the messed up teeth and him being,
that was her choice for the money. I don't feel sorry for her, because girl, if PK did not have that money, he would have never even gotten a number, let alone
he wouldn't even got to hire my general direction. So it would just
he wouldn't have got anything. PK is extremely unattractive, and that is just a fact. He's old as hell. And it doesn't mean that you are unattractive with age, but this is an unattractive old beast. And we know that Dorit is a gold digger at the end of the day. I don't care what nobody say, because you can't tell me that y'all was just in love and all of that. Everything they did on the show was based on money, things of that nature. So does it make sense? And then they latched on to Kyle when LVP left because they had nobody else. So I will say this, Dorit, stop trying to blame the sponsor as the reason for PK not wanting to be with you anymore. The man just don't want to be with you anymore, and he is entitled to not want to be with you. Nia Green said Kyle isn't going through a separation. She's going through a migration. Her kids, her man, her girlfriend, her friends, her fans on the show. Nia said everybody left. It's the truth. It's the truth. It's the absolute truth. I think the only people that feel sorry for Kyle are her friends or uppity, clear people who don't understand when they are wrong, personally. But do you have anything to add about Bose and Dorit's little convo? Or
no, I wasn't entertained by it.
Yeah. Good evening, Court of Public Opinion. Welcome in. I hope you share your opinion publicly.
Yes,
welcome in. Welcome in. Now, we did see Garcelle call Sutton, and they discussed Kyle wanting to have dinner with Erica, Sutton, and Garcelle all at once before they go on a trip to Garcelle's beach house. They think that Kyle is trying to wrangle up the troops to get everybody on her side, which is probably right. But I'm like, if people can't even trust Kyle's intentions, why is this lady on this show? Nobody trusts her or wants to deal with her except Erica, because she broke and need a friend with money.
Well, no, it definitely was given. Let me do some damage control and minor convincing to make sure we still have the same story and to make sure we still see eye to eye. So, yes, I definitely think it was for that.
Because I just cannot. I cannot. But we get to this stupid little dinner and meetup, right? And Kyle is essentially upset because Garcelle arrives first. And Kyle is upset with Garcelle for sharing the text message that Kyle showed to Garcelle and Erica with Bose. Because Kyle's like, you don't even know her. But I feel like Bose and Garcelle do know each other. Maybe they're not close friends, but I feel like they've seen each other in passing, if that makes sense. And
it don't even matter. They have the camaraderie of Black woman.
Kyle don't get that.
Well, I would have explained that to her right then and there. We have the camaraderie of Black woman. So Black woman to Black woman, we see each other, and that gratification is like knowing someone for 20 years. Yep. So honestly and truthfully, and I felt like Garcelle knew what she was doing by telling Bose, because Bose is the type of person where she gonna get to the bottom of it regardless if you like it or not. And ain't nothing you can do. You can't whoop her ass. So what you gonna do? So yes.
I agree. I agree with Kyle being 50 Shades of shady and some other things. Welcome back to it. Welcome back, Shetty. We appreciate you for being here. We definitely do. But I agree with that. Me and James are both from California. I'm still in California. Can't seem to leave, y'all. But I will say from the Bay Area all the way through to LA, when you're in nicer spaces, like at my job, there are 5 African-American people and one of them with degree. That is me. And we all stick together and protect and look out for each other. And it's an unspoken thing. It's an unspoken thing.
Yes. And Bose even said that on the Breakfast Club. Like when they were talking about like how when they asked her about Garcelle, she said, me and Garcelle are good. Like we cool and everything. And then like she said she addressed the comment saying that, oh, now that you're here, Garcelle can leave. And she said, why Garcelle got to leave? Why can't one of the other white women leave? I said, yes, Bose. That's what made me like her. That's what reeled her back in when she made that comment on the Breakfast Club. I wish she would say it on the show on camera. But you know, she got to get it in.
It's hard to say the truth. In my experience as a Black woman, when I am around primarily queer people, if you say the truth about some of their microaggressions or, you know, racial biases that they may not even be aware of or able to acknowledge, oh, they get so offended and then them tears come. So I feel like that could be why for both, but at least say it in your confessional, girl. That's all I'm saying. You get confessionals. Use them, utilize them, Bose. But Kyle, you being mad at this text that was shown at Chuck E. Cheese, girl, who cares? If you've done nothing wrong, as you keep saying, then why are you mad that the text was shown? And this is where Garcelle points out the lie that was within the text, because she says, oh, our friendship is just memes. But then in the next instant, you're having this like, if your friendship is just memes with someone, you're not going to reach out and be like, and anything you need to talk about, let me know. I never repeat it. So I was glad that all of that got, you know, pointed out. But Kyle lies, and I was glad that production showed receipts on Kyle. It seems like they're starting to get that they need to hold her accountable. But the best receipts came from production showing how Kyle, what she is asking people not to do with her, not to butt in, not to comment on her life and all of these things, to let her have her privacy, right? The production showed her questioning damn near every cast member over the years and they little receipts. So I was like, Kyle, you so full of it. You so full of it. Let me catch the comments, you guys. Not naming names, but Dorit is racist. Dorit is racist. I don't care what no one says. And yes, you can be from Israel, Jewish. You can be Asian. You can be Black. You can be anything and be racist. And Dorit is definitely that on the low.
It's called wanting to disassociate because you know that the society looks at that as bottom of the barrel. That's the kind of racist that she is.
Dorit is not slick. I will never forgive her for making the comment just a couple seasons ago when she offended Garcelle with some racial stuff. I have Black friends. They said who? She couldn't name anybody but the help. I said, oh, bitch, you tried it. That's why your man looked like that and don't want you to read. But Naya says Kyle's doing damage control. It's not helping, as Bo said.
It's not helping. It's making it look worse, actually.
It's making it look worse. It's making it look much worse. Shani said, told you before, they have a class in high school called Little White Woman Tears. Thank you, Shani. Dorit and Kyle took those classes and got A's. Damn. When she pulled that Jewish thing, it really made me mad. I feel like a lot of Black people, and people may hate me for saying this, I really don't care, but a lot of Black people, when we complain about our experiences with racism, I deal with that a lot at my job because I work with seniors. And here I come, chocolate and Black as hell, like, hey, let me fix your life for you, right? Some of them literally don't want my help or feel like they have to build rapport and get to know me before they can trust my education, even though I'm more educated than half of my clients. But, you know, just because I'm African-American, they feel that way. And then my supervisor, the director of the spot, listen, she graduated her master's degree at 68. So I know she ain't watching. But her parents fled into Poland during the Holocaust, she said. Something of that nature. And she tried to compare that while we were doing a cultural diversity training from the city to what Black people are dealing with today. I said, whoa, wait a second. Both went through horrible things, but they are very different.
Very different.
People always try to say that, well, the Holocaust happened to the Jews and then they got an apology and were welcomed in and all of these things. We still waiting on our bill and our apology. I'm just saying.
And not only that, they're able to come into a society where they're not even remotely turned down for the same things that Black people get turned down for.
It's the truth, yeah.
So although I do feel for that cause, I'm not trying to diminish it or dismiss it, but I feel like the reparations are different.
They
Us
are.
versus them. Just saying.
They have them. We don't. There you go.
Exactly. I was trying to say it, but yeah.
It's the truth. It's the truth. I think we should speak out on the truth more without attacking people, and then maybe things will get better. 9 said production had all the receipts on Kyle's because they know if they don't, they was gonna have a problem in the court of public opinion. Y'all see how I did that? Because now the next comment is the court of public opinion. She never repped for Jewish people before.
That was that was to get out of it looking racist. She was trying to be slick. Yep. She was trying to be slick. And most people, that went over their heads. I caught it straight on. I said, not today. And then when you double down on it, and then in the same sentiment, called Crystal a child bride, we knew what you were meaning by that. But you were trying to say Priscilla Presley. And it was like, no, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the stereotype that you're trying to reference, but you're cleaning it up.
Yep. And it doesn't help at all. And I feel like that's probably when PK was really like, oh no, let me get away from this ding.
Right, because you ain't gonna turn on my stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Oh Lord. Shanny, teacher's pet. So tough. I've seen people how they act. OMG, no, they are different. Relating to my supervisor and her ignorance. She got one more time though. And before I speak up in the meeting, she got one more fucking time. And I mean that from my soul. And she go wonder. The Court of Public Opinion stated I majored in Holocaust studies, but I'm also all about Black power. Two very different things. Both, and it's okay to acknowledge that both people, Jewish people and African American people, terribly mistreated.
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely.
But also two very different situations. Also, slavery was lasted over 400 years.
400 years versus I'm not even going to talk. But yeah, I'm like, we cannot compare the two.
We can't. They're very different. Yeah. They're very, very different. But it's where the hell was I? Let me get back to the note. But they showed the producers, and I feel like the cast members this season are doing the right thing by holding people accountable. DM Rocks, welcome in. DM Rocks said, hey, did you see the mid-season trailer? Sutton's mom cussing at Garcelle was a no for me. I did see that.
And I had to see the full scene.
Me too.
Before I really judge, because I don't want to come at Mama Sutton like that. Because you understand, Mama Sutton was given every bit of one of the white women from The Help. She was really giving one of them characters, Miss Illy in particularly. But I want to wait till that episode airs.
I feel like Sutton going and dancing in New York and being around in spaces that are very diverse versus her Southern childhood. We have to remember where she's from. Yes. And the generation that her mom is from and how that is going to, show.
I just feel like, I need to see the full scene first. Once I see the full scene, then I would give an opinion, because all I have is a small part of Garcelle asking a question. And to be fair with y'all, the mom is right in that instance. That's not her business to ask an older lady that question. Regardless of what Sutton shared with her in confidence or not. That's still not her business.
Another good point from Shani. Bravo, especially in recent years since COVID, has a really bad habit of showing us something in a trailer and then we watch it and we're like, that ain't even that big of a deal.
It's not, and that's why I'm saying I'm reserving my opinion, because if it's based on that, I can't quite say that lady was wrong yet. I just can't. Now, if something else happens, then we will read accordingly. Mama Sutton, that's what I'm gonna call her. Mama Sutton. We're not gonna do this.
I'm not surprised by this. Garcelle, I'm not surprised. She'll have fun and kiss anybody as long as it's her not showing us her actual life. I need her to give more or be demoted to friend of. I'm sorry. But that doesn't surprise me. Erica, she slept with Tom Girardi for over 2 decades. Nothing would I put past her. You sleep with him.
It was 2 decades. I felt like she gave him a good 1 decade, and then they just coexisted the second decade.
He said he gave her just 1. But Sutton arrives at this dinner later, and as soon as Sutton arrives, I was like, yes, Sutton, get activated. She asks Kyle immediately, why they are there. She's like, why we got to get together before we all together? And this is where Kyle is like, I need to apologize for yelling and leaving the last event. And as Bazoma will point out later, shouldn't you be apologizing to the person's house that you stormed out of with her robe that she got made for you with them shoes and your Birkin? That's what you should be apologizing to. Why are you apologizing to them?
I thought that was what I said. Where the hell is Bose? Because that's who you need to be apologizing to. Why didn't you invite Bose to dinner? Oh, because you wanted to chastise Garcelle. No, yeah, it's that. But you wanted to chastise Garcelle for sharing that information to Bose, knowing it was going to get back to Dorit. You wanted to chastise her because if Bose was there, first off, Bose would have let you get away with that.
Nope.
So that's really what it is.
Nope. I'm cracking up because Shani said maybe once a year after the first decade.
I don't even think it was that. I think she literally went cold turkey after that first 10 years. Because mind you, she married him when he was 60. And after 70, you know, plumbing start to act different. Pipes get backed up. You got some rust on one of them. You know, it don't do the same things it used to do. But the water's still hot because that money was coming in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. That's what it is.
Though, after working with seniors, and I know this is going to sound ageist, I don't want no lawyer that old. I don't know if your mind's still right. Listen.
I would be afraid of the mental illnesses and the disorders that you would get using your brain that much. I wouldn't want it either.
I just know I'm 32 and I be struggling to remember stuff sometime. It could be the weed, but it could also just be age. I mean, hell, I don't know. But Sutton cracked me up. Kyle does apologize for yelling and leaving the event. And then Sutton made a point and wants Kyle to recognize that she has different standards for herself as she does with the others. And she also lacks accountability, which I think the world agrees. Okay. Shani says, sending you all the laughing bubbles, brother. Shani's always chuckling at you.
Y'all know I don't make no sense at times.
Court of public opinion. I'm 64 is the weed. It probably is. As they say, I'm California sober. But I do need to maybe smoke a little less. But these people stress me out, these clients. Hell, stress me out. However, not Erica. What the hell is his name? Tom Girardi. I feel like he was probably declining and no one said anything because California is elitist and he had people in the bar association that he was cool with. That whole situation is shady. And I don't know how Erica's still here without discussing it. It's quiet as kept. But I did like how Sutton questioned Kyle with specifics and Kyle ended up just stuttering. So essentially Kyle was mad that nobody had her back and Sutton reminds her, you know, that when she does these things and behaves this way and then gets it all of them, because Sutton's like, you've done this to me and told me to mind my business. And so I'm kind of like, you know, Sutton, you pointed out the double standard, but Kyle does not care. If she cared to fix it, Dorit and Bose would have been invited.
Exactly. And I don't understand why nobody didn't get the clue. Or if y'all did get the clue, why didn't y'all confront her? I'm like, so you invited us out to lunch to do damage control and trying to chastise us for one, not having your back, and for two, going against, you know, your solidarity by exposing a text message that you read on national camera and in front of whoever else was in that Chuck E. Cheese, as Garcelle said. So yes.
Smoke it if you got it. I love y'all. I really do. Sutton is so good sometimes at throwing Kyle off balance. She was stuttering and lying.
You know, this would have been a good time for Sutton to go with name him, Kyle. Name him. Mm-hmm. That's still whispering in my head.
And it's because of Sutton that we know that Kyle thoroughly just can't handle being accountable.
Yep.
Name him.
And you know what's funny is that what Sutton did in that moment, and this went over a lot of people's heads. When Kyle said you typically lose your shit in a lot of situations, and when Sutton did the name them, Kyle lost her shit. And that was the checkmate of all checkmates. I'm like, you the same person. So what you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I need me a name them shirt.
Me too. I heard they have them. I need to go get me one.
Right. I need to. If I find one, I'll get you one too. 2 for 1 special. Mm-hmm. Now, eventually, everybody ends up meeting at Kyle's to go to Garcelle's beach house. And Bose is surprised that Kyle offered her no apology. As I stated before, we're not. Bose is. But Bose is reading Kyle quickly, which I'm glad. But Dorit gets there, and for some reason, in Kyle's house with a person you're not cool with, Dorit, because I truly believe she used her child to make everybody feel sorry for her. Because she announces that her son asked her if she and PK are divorced. Stupid bitch, of course he asked you that. Kids ain't dumb. The hell? That irritated me because you've been talking about you want to keep this separation away from your kids. You don't want them to know. So then you go and tell the world, kids, adults, preteens, and y'all know, I know, for instance, MySpace, right? I had one when I shouldn't have had one. My mama didn't want me to have one. I had one. She didn't know. I know my younger brother, he's 10 years younger than me. When he was younger, I came across a Facebook profile when the little boy was like 8 or 9. My parents was very strict with social media. We were not allowed to have it until we were of age. And with me, because it was new, I'm the oldest. When I was younger, they were like, we don't trust this mess. Stay away. Be in the books, right? So I'm just like, I'm saying this to say her son, her firstborn, I believe Jagger is his name. Of course, this would come to him some way. I'm sure teachers could have talked about it because he's probably in a school where his teachers are like, let's make sure he doesn't hear this. Kids pick up on everything. He has his own tablet. So it's only a matter of time before he would have learned. I mean, their statement about their separation ended up on People magazine, within everything. Like, kids are not dumb. They're just not dumb. So, Dorit, yes, your son figured it out. Erica said it maybe a little nicer. Duh. Like, this is not how it was when me and James was kids, or a lot of the people who watch this channel when we were kids, where social media like did not exist. Like, what was that? The Etch Sketch toy, dolls, like little things like that was popular, but we didn't have all of this. So,
which is why I said in episode 1, if y'all go back to episode 1, I said she needs to tell her kids, because you don't want them finding out by way of social media, because it looks worse, especially when you consider the things that were in the blogs about their PK and Dorit. So
there's the respect for your kids also. I understand kids have to respect you, but I also think it's important that parents respect their children to a certain extent. You told the world that this boy's parents were separating before you told him. That's the problem. You chose to tell us before telling him because you wanted the court of public opinion to feel sorry for you, bitch, and we don't. So I don't like that, nor do I respect it. But Sutton cracked me up because she interrupted all of it to say, Garcelle wants peace on her trip, and we need to be on time.
I was here for that. I was here for that. When I tell you I was Sutton in that moment, I said, thank you, Sutton. And a lot of people on social media was mad that Sutton did that. I wasn't. I was like, no, she needed to do, because Dorit will long win something and make it seem like it's the most terrible thing in the world. And it's like, no, either
Dorit
get to the point or move on.
To Sutton. Dorit tried to come for Sutton. And I'm kind of like, the energy that Dorit has for Sutton, she would never have with Erica. She only had it with Kyle after she wasn't getting her way. She would never have that energy with Garcelle. Hell, she's scared to talk to her. She would never have it with Bose. Dorit, and I feel like a lot of the cast members do this, specifically Erica, Kyle, and Dorit. They will come for Sutton because Sutton will take it, not go nowhere, and do something. But I don't like that. Let me get these comments. And oops, let me not skip one. Dorit was on her stage and Sutton said, we can move it along. We're bored. She did it in that order. And everyone told you, the kid's not stupid. They know more than you think. They always do. I love Etch-a-Sketch. Right? I haven't seen one in forever. I don't have kids.
I haven't seen one either. Yeah, I haven't seen one in a minute.
Yeah. I don't have kids. All my friends' kids are older, so they have like PS5s and tablets. They don't seem to care about Etch-a-Sketches. She thinks because they homeschooled, they won't find nothing out. 3-year-olds know how to work an iPad better than me. Preach.
Well, I'm trying to tell you.
Because kids would be knowing that when my goddaughter takes my phone, she be doing stuff I didn't know this damn iPhone did. And it's a phone. So, hey. And no kid is that sheltered. She wants it to be that way. It's really not. They're not that sheltered. And it's not good to shelter your kids because eventually you as their shelter will go away and then they're in the world like, whoa, what the F? Erica had the nerve to tell Sutton to have tact. That
That
pissed me
part
off
pissed me
in
off.
Anaya.
Ooh, that pissed me off.
That pissed me off because Erica
Oh,
lacks tact.
I said the audacity and the nerve and the gall of you, lady.
When you can't
Ooh.
even have the tact to understand that your husband wronged victims and you being married to him for so long and the money going to your LLC.
Yeah, you don't understand why that would have impacted the other ladies around you on national television. You want to get mad at her because she has questions and she's going to her attorney to see how this would affect her because before that she was about to have $350,000 a month wired to her in alimony. She wanted to make sure didn't none of that mess that up. Because all it takes for a judge to be like, what you into with her? Or what did she pay for that dinner with that American Express card? I'm just
Somebody
saying.
bring up Erica's son.
Oh,
Because the
please.
last time her son was brought up, she lost her mind. Somebody bring up her son so she could lose her mind on Sutton.
Bose, why don't you do it? I would love to see a good back and forth between her and Bose because Bose looks like she'll tie that wig in a knot and get to going.
Because I'm still mad at her for how she did Eileen years
Me
ago.
too. And I love Eileen. Oh, that broke my heart. Because y'all know
And
Eileen is one of my favorite housewives of all time. And because I love Eileen because she's normal, but rich.
Yes, down to earth.
I love Eileen. When I say Eileen is one of my top 5 housewives, I love her. So when Erica went off on her, I lost all respect for Erica because it's not like she did it with intent.
Yeah, that showed her true colors. I think.
Yeah, so Bose, I'm telling you, I want her to go at Bose. I really want this to happen because I know Bose gonna tie that wig in a knot and be ready for her. I know she is.
Tie the wig in a knot. I can't stand it in a knot. She said, speaking of best pairs, we got to go. Mine is waiting for us. And in that order, period. Now, I agree with that. Because I wish some people would be trying to get into some shit that's going to interrupt James's event while we on the way. Everybody not going to like me. As long as James is good and his family's good with me, I could give a flying F. Get in the car. Like, why are we doing this? Get in the car. And for those who are not from California, like, beach house is used loosely. Your beach house could be like 20 minutes from the beach. But 9 times out of 10, if you're in Beverly Hills, the beach is not close. I just want everybody to understand that, especially with LA traffic. It's not close.
Yeah.
It's just not. So they had to go.
And y'all can say Santa Monica Pier is right over the front. We know where it is, but to get there is a journey.
It's a journey.
So yes, y'all don't come over here. I know somebody in the comments gonna say that.
Yeah, well, unless they live there, please don't. PK doesn't like that. I want to see his other kids. I would love to see that and how they feel.
He has other children?
Yes, they're adults.
Oh.
Yes, of course he has other kids.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, that he never want to show them and Dorit never speak of them, which I respect for respecting that. But as much as she has been in everybody else's business, I said, oh no. And Eileen got Erica a job on the soap, right?
Oh, she did. I remember that.
And Erica acted a damn fool. Yep, about a 2-hour drive. They could have finished that convo in the car, right?
I'm saying, for those who wanted to listen to it. Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I mean. See, Sutton don't have time. These women get pretentious and sensitive, and they don't like when somebody tells them about themselves. Get your ass in the car and talk about it on the way. Because some of the most iconic scenes on reality television on any network are when they in the car. For instance, y'all know I'm obsessed with The Challenge. I can't let it go. And if The Real World was still on, I'd be watching it. And them scenes,
you know what, they need to bring it back.
Huh?
They need to bring The Real World back, but in the nostalgia of what it was. Because they keep showing it, like, before it went off air, they kept showing them in the house just bored. Like, no, The Real World, they had jobs that they had to do. No, they had to go to work. Y'all need to bring the show back in that capacity because they're bored. So if you give them jobs and make sure, and real jobs, not like when Philadelphia, they worked for John Bon Jovi at some football arena. No, I need them to have, like San Diego, they was working at the dock. And on the boat, I need them to do that. I need them to work at a hot dog stand. I need them to work like Paris, where they had to write essays. I need all of that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I loved The Real World Paris too. I really did.
I did
Paris, New York, Key West, Austin, and San Diego, my top favorite seasons.
See, me, it's Philadelphia, back to New York.
Back to New York was legendary.
When I tell you Back to New York, I watch it because I was a kid and I didn't understand it then. I said, why is Coral always going at this man? Like, what is going on? But as a grown man watching it, I 100% understood Coral. 100%. Because she let it be known. She made it look so stupid, and I was here for it all.
She said the first 3 seasons. I used to love The Real World. I feel like after
Mhm.
so long, like James said, they need to bring back the true nostalgia of it all. Because I
I
would
know.
love
And then
to
I'm too
watch it
old to
again.
go on the show because I would definitely audition for. I'm too old.
I
They stopped.
used
They
to
stopped
want
at
to
34.
when younger. I was like, I'm gonna go do Real World, go to
Hmm.
college. I said I didn't want to get married till I was 30, and then I did it at 19. Don't know what happened there, but I loved the Real World. Don't laugh at me, James. I had a plan, y'all, and then I met Mr. Best and things changed. He lucky I like his ass though. He real lucky. But the ladies get to Garcelle's house, and I'm tired of this beach house now. It's cute. It does not fit the neighborhood, though. You could tell the other neighbors. And this is the thing that I'll reference, especially with Southern California. A lot of the homeowners for the homes that are older and stuff have been there for years and years and years. That's why the fires that are happening still that you guys saw all over the news all over the world were such a big deal because with people who aren't from here they're thinking, oh, the rich are losing their homes. No, it's not rich people. It's people that stayed strong through gentrification and things like that, and then they lost everything. So not everybody is just well off. So it is an accomplishment for Garcelle to have this beach house, but okay. Okay. I get it. You've done well, girl. I hope we move on from this beach house and these text messages soon. I really do. Shani said, you better stop before the husband start with the jokes. That Negro always making jokes. He's we're very similar, but very different, but we're also very, very similar. James hears us before the live sometimes.
And I'd be
Our
like,
life is
wait, what's going on? What in the world is happening?
it's our love language. We talk shit. We from the town. We can't help it. Like Hawaii. Yes. Yes, Shani, that's a great example. That is a great example. Hawaii's still recovering also from
Hmm.
their issues and fires. So it's a sad thing. And anybody who owns a home, they had to have worked hard to get it. So I always feel for them to lose it all. Even if you have insurance to build it back, if they agree, it's just a sad thing. Um, so this beach house, we get to the beach house, beautiful house, but Dorit and Kyle decide to pull off from the group and they talk to each other. And I did like how Dorit started the conversation, right? I don't like her, but I feel like she is on Kyle's neck in the right way. She said, let me ask you first. Do you feel like we were real friends? Because
Oops.
Kyle, it's totally fine, friend. Things happen. Because Kyle tried to act like in some ways like they weren't really really friends. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's clear that they were. So I like that Dorit was like, were we really friends? Did you view our friendship as real? Do you want to be friends with me? And do you want to salvage it? And Kyle says yes to everything because she's on camera and that's the appropriate thing in her mind to do. But Dorit explains that she viewed the text message with Kyle as her saying that she won't repeat things about her marriage. And Kyle has the audacity to say, you know me, I would never repeat private things about anybody in this group. And I've never done it. Bitch, you a lie. And the producer showed us again how she lied. She is just lying to the church and the people. And Dorit asked Kyle about loyalty, which I was finally glad that Dorit finally brought that up. Because, girl, where does your loyalty lie? If you're a girl's girl, like you say, then mess with me. But Kyle has known PK longer. So, who you loyal to, me or PK? Uh-oh, let me catch the comment. Shani says, sending you and the husband all the laughing bubbles twin. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. She said, Kyle said before they were not real friends. The reunion better show these receipts with Kyle there so that she can't stutter and bullshit the same way that they're showing them on this show. Because nothing is going to get Kyle to change, to leave the show, or to admit fault until she's called out by production. I think it has to come from Andy and production in order for her to do it because
I
everybody's
agree.
been on this show sharing their lives, going through divorces, speaking their minds. But when it comes to Kyle, now suddenly you don't want to talk about stuff. You need to be respected and all this
To
craziness.
me,
So
I'm gonna be honest with you because to me, I felt like it was a very clever statement from her. Because if we're going from the lens of what we see, yes, she does share her life, but she doesn't share the bad. She doesn't share the authentic.
that
She
is true.
shares the glory of what her life is. She shares the accomplishments of what her life is. She shares the realms of what she views as perfect, but we don't never see any stains on the dress. We don't never see any cuts of furniture. We don't see any arguments that could potentially happen. I feel like we don't see the authentic Kyle. I feel like we see the very much stage produced, cut and cleaned Kyle. And that's to me why we say she doesn't share her life, because I know that's not always 100% real.
Hmm. I think that's the best point that could have been made about Kyle, because people will argue that she has shared things, but I think it's important to pay attention to. She shows us what she wants us to see.
Right. She shows us what she wants to see. Like, exactly are you sharing? Because it's always been the same thing. Season one was authentic.
Mm.
That's what I'm gonna say. Season one was authentic because that was Kyle and the dynamic of her sister that shouldn't have never been shown on TV, but it was.
I think the biggest point here, Kyle, you have still not told us why you and Mauricio broke up. We still don't
Exactly, and
know.
that's my
At the
point.
very least, Dorit is like, PK said this. He drank a lot. She's got word vomit. She doesn't shut the fuck up. But at least she's telling us what's going on. I'd rather have this than what Kyle has given through her breakup. I'd rather deal with Dorit's mouth than her long-winded statements, because at least she'll tell us something.
Mm-hmm.
Something. I agree. Child shows us a photocopied picture of her life, not photocopy. Naya needs to make shirts. True, true, true. Photoshop, photocopied, photoshopped.
We understood what you meant.
We understood
It's
what
not
you
the
did.
actual picture that we
Mm-hmm.
need to see.
It's
And
not
I
the
agree
original.
with Shani's comment. We still don't know why you and Mo broke up. And honestly, and as I said, I don't believe that they really have been together. I'm gonna say since what season are we on? We're on 14. I'm gonna say since season 9. I don't believe they were like together.
I agree with that, especially because if you watch season 8 and then watch season 9, you can see the shift and the
Yep,
disconnect between her and
exactly.
Mo. Because regardless of what he was doing before, she was still giddy over him, and the way they looked at each other, it changed. But I have a feeling Kyle and Mauricio will end up back together. They're just gonna wait till she's either off of the show or nobody cares anymore, because
Hmm.
they're both sneaky. Because he's
Yep.
in sales, so I'm just saying. And based on how he did Rick Hilton, trying to tell y'all. But hello, spouse. So sorry, I got distracted, y'all. So, oh yeah. Basically, Kyle and Dorit do find a way to move forward. But Dorit makes a good point that like trust needs to be restored. And in my opinion, Kyle is a terrible friend. I don't like Dorit, but I want her to, at the very least, want better for herself. Pick better friends, Dorit. That's what I'll say. Don't pick people just as pretentious and worried about other people's opinions as you are. Pick better friends, Dorit. That is what I'll say. It was that horrible Pretty Woman B-Day present that blew it for Dorit and PK. He told her how he viewed her. He even said it in the little session a couple episodes ago. Like, he viewed Dorit more so as, just a pretty quiet thing to have on his arm with his money. And it turned into so much more. And Pretty Woman essentially was a hoe turned into a housewife,
I was
aka
just gonna say, I was like, oh, so you really telling on yourself.
telling on
Like,
yourself.
yeah, like realistically. And to me, I feel like Dorit didn't get that initially because
I
people
think
look at
she
that
did
month.
get it
I
and
don't.
just didn't show that she understood it on camera. Because I don't like Dorit, but I don't think she's stupid. So I feel like
I
she
do.
caught it and addressed it later.
No, I feel like fans brought her up to speed and made her look at it, because a lot of people look at that movie because it was a beautiful movie. It was a
It
beautiful
was
movie.
cute.
It was iconic, and I think she was looking at the nostalgia of what that movie was, but not looking at the context of what that movie is. And I think that that's where she fell short. And it wasn't until social media brought it to her attention that this wasn't the compliment that, realistically you should have fellow. Now, say if we was talking about movies like Stepmom, then yes, that movie was a better reference for them than Pretty Woman. Just saying.
Yeah, yeah, that's actually true. That's actually
Mhm.
true. That's a good point. I do love that movie though, Pretty Woman. It comes on TV a lot. It's very rare that I watch actual TV. I be catching stuff on the DVR,
See,
but I love Pretty
I like
Woman.
that movie, but see, my more favorite Julia Roberts movies is more so still Magnolia's. Stepmom still makes me cry to this day.
Me
And
too.
the third movie, there was another movie, Runaway Bride. I like that movie better, just because it's hilarious to me. But yeah.
I need to whenever I come see you in Arizona because we have a lot of the similar movie interest. You have beautiful taste
Mhm.
in movies. You heard it here first. Uh, where is all of Dorit's business? Are they still up? Oh, her businesses, are they still up and going? The wedding
No,
dresses, the bathing
they're in
suits.
the yeah, they're still up and going. They're in the third stall garage at her home.
Shut up, James. I'm actually going to Google Beverly Beach. That's the only one I remember. And I see a Beverly Beach State Park in Oregon, but nothing for her company exists. Other people are Googling, does Beverly Beach still exist? And again, stuff about this park in Oregon is popping up, which actually looks beautiful. I see nothing about Beverly Beach, the clothing line. I just don't. Um, Shanny, you know you petty. Shanny knows she petty. Where are her businesses? Anybody interested in a wedding dress designed by Dorit? She
Yep,
copying the
DM
designs.
Rocks. Yep, she thinks she's slick. Garcia, that was.
Can't stand it. Can't stand it. Hey, Popeye's chicken is good though,
It
especially
is,
when
it
it's
is,
fresh.
especially if you get all that grease out. Yeah,
But yeah, Beverly Beach, I'm gonna let Naya speak in the court. It has been beached.
that's what I said. It's in the third. It's in the third stall garage. You know how these houses these days got the third car garage that's all the way tilted in the corner. That's where her stuff is.
Hmm. Maybe the robbers got it that PK called. I think that's what got in the way of their relationship. I told you not to be home, love. I'm trying to tell you. Oh Lord. You don't wait. Did I read that right? You don't have Popeyes in Ohio? I heard
Really?
that Ohio is the fast food capital of the country here in the United States of America. That's what I heard. And y'all don't got Popeyes? So, James, we getting on the plane. We're gonna bring the court of public opinion some Popeyes. The hell? That
See,
is
no, Popeyes
crazy.
is better fresh. That's why I'm just like, damn. Is it in the next state over? Maybe me and Mrs. Best can fly to one of them towns and then
And
drive it
then
on up to you.
drive in.
Yeah,
That's listen.
maybe we could do that. Maybe if it's in the state next door to you, we'll make sure we drive it into you.
Garcelle's beach house is nice. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But now I'm like, okay, Garcelle, give
Does
us
she still
something
have the
else.
house in
You
Malibu?
showed us the beach house. Show us a man. Show us something other than your ungrateful ass that one twin. Show us something, Garcelle, because I am bored. I'm dead serious. Not an Ash. Let me Ash to say it, James, because
I want to say that's Ashtabula, but I could be wrong.
not FedEx me a plate overnight. That bitch. That's criminal, right? Everybody love Popeyes. I
Hmm.
love Church's chicken. Me too. I'm not gonna lie, and they're hard to find in California. They're actually closing hella Church's chickens around the bay. I think we have like two.
See,
I know there's.
ours, Church's Chicken in Phoenix is going to piss everybody off because it's not ran by Black people. So,
Mm,
yeah.
mm,
Hmm.
well, I still
Yeah.
love Church's chicken. Hell,
It
it's
ain't the
good.
same, friend. I'm telling you, you ain't finna cuss me out when you get out here on churches. So we not even finna do that.
Oh, I would never trust food in Arizona again.
I told you,
Honestly,
yeah, don't never
yeah,
yet.
the food in Arizona, I didn't believe James. I went to visit him, got drunk. I get drunk. I like to eat.
You and see when I got to Florida, when I tell you I gained 100 pounds, I'm not lying. Like, even the food in Florida wasn't even all that great.
I
But
heard
compared
Florida's
to
food is not good. You got
it's,
to know
it's not it's
somebody.
not the best. But when I tell you it's better than Phoenix's food, yes, I was eating.
Phoenix is awful though for food. I will say that. Yes, Pennsylvania got Popeyes when they first go
Yeah,
see
nah, we'll
Aya.
pick you up on the way. So we'll pick you up to go get a court of public opinion, some Popeyes, because
Why
that's
don't be
us.
your best friend? Popeyes heals people. It makes my husband happy. He loves Popeyes. But then, yeah, sometimes if it's fresh on Tuesdays, he does. Um, so Dorit and Kyle are going to move forward, but Dorit made it clear that trust has to be restored. Dorit, Kyle is a terrible friend. Just get new ones. Now, the ladies play a game about who to sleep with for money and all these things. And Erica admitted to needing penetration in order to feel love. We don't expect anything smart to come out of Erica's mouth. She thinks that because she was married to an attorney, that she's just as smart as an attorney. But until you take the bar exam and pass it, please stop referencing that, Erica.
It's,
But the episode
it's
did end
giving
on a
chemical
positive note.
imbalance in the brain. It really is.
That's all that happened, y'all, for this episode. It did end on a positive note. Everybody was joking. Jennifer Tilly gifted Garcelle a $700
Toast.
toaster, Dolce and Gabbana.
I
Why
need friends like
are they
Jennifer Tilly.
toasters?
I need friends like Jennifer Tilly. Jennifer Tilly, girl, call me, girl. I can be your friend. I ain't that far from Beverly Hills. Call me, girl.
Jennifer Tilly is the comic relief we needed on Beverly Hills that we did not know that we needed fully. She's funny to me. She makes me smile every time I see her. Thank you to Sam because of him I don't have to look for parking. I can give it to the valet guy. I said, you know what? If you are going to have
I
that much
aspire.
money, appreciate it because I hate looking for parking in California.
I listen, I aspire because when she said that once we divorced, he made sure I lived well, I was like, you and Sutton are goals.
Mm-hmm.
You and Sutton are goals to marry well or to always champion someone having an idea and say, yeah, baby, it's gonna take off. It's
No,
okay, it's gonna take
I
off.
think the difference between Sutton and Jennifer Tilly compared to the rest of the women that we see even on Housewives, when you actually marry for love and are someone's usually first marriage, you're entitled to a little bit more, or the person might be willing to give you a little bit more compared to men like PK, who people suspect is trying to get rid of your ass before he owes you half of everything. But we also have to remember he owes so much debt to the Bellagio alone that I highly doubt there's much for them to split.
No,
Even
see, he
though,
should keep her so well. That way she's responsible for the other half.
not you. Well, that's actually slick. But before we go, let me get to the James is smart as hell. Watch out. Let me see. Dia Rock said, I think Erica was drunk. She's always drunk.
It's always, yeah.
So she don't want to talk about that in therapy. She want to talk about how the ladies made her feel bad about her being insensitive about what her and her husband did to other people. But okay, Erica. Happy I found your channel. Thank you. I'm happy you found this channel as well. I appreciate it. We enjoy just talking to y'all, getting to know people, and sharing our little opinions on these shows that we like. It's fun. I appreciate all of you.
Make sure you're
Kyle,
subscribed.
oh yes, please subscribe.
Please subscribe to the channel, please.
Kyle seeing the dead bird had me laughing. I believe that represents something
I do
actually.
too, but I can't think of what it is. Yeah.
My grandmother is Creole. My family's from New Orleans, and she always tells me something about birds and all of that. Thank you for the subscription, the Court of Public Opinion. I appreciate it. And the link to James's channel is also in the description for those who want to subscribe to his channel as well, because we do Salt Lake City, Housewives of Atlanta, Married to Medicine, Love and Marriage Huntsville, Bell Collective. Jesus. There's
Lots
so
of
many
shows on
shows.
my channel. Please
There's a
subscribe
lot
to
of
me
shows
too.
on his channel. So many. Lord help us. The way those women broke formation over the dead bird has me cackling. It's a sign. It's a sign. I'm trying to tell you. Jennifer Tilly and Sutton need to host a seminar.
And I'm going to sit in front row when they do. I'm going to sit in front row with my pen and paper. With my pen and paper. I ain't playing with y'all.
He's not playing.
What I do, Sutton, what I do, Jennifer Tilly, I do what?
And in what order?
In what order? What? Okay, that's it. Got it.
James gonna figure out how to carry the 2 and add the decimal.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh Lord, we don't know. That's why I think it represents something because I believe in stuff like that. But
Me too.
hey.
I don't remember what it is though. I don't remember what it is, but I know it does represent something.
I can't stand it. But I did enjoy like a lighter episode. I'm hoping these women move on from this damn text message because Kyle's clearly not gonna own it fully. We know she's wrong, and we can only go so far. But I really appreciate all of you. Welcome to the channel. To those of you who are new, to those of you who have been here, Naya, DM, Brox, I appreciate you guys for continuing to support us as well as Shani, our twin. We appreciate you as well. The next live will be on James's channel. Again, link is in the description of this video to his channel. I'm telling you, the bird is a bad omen. It means something. James's channel, links in the description. We also have playlists. Type in Watch Your Mouth Reviews. That's the name of his channel. Tomorrow we'll be on his channel to go over the Housewives of Salt Lake City, part 2 of the reunion. And then on Friday, we'll be on his channel because he's going to give final thoughts and lead a discussion with myself and Shayna_MCD, another African-American creator. And we're going to discuss Love and Marriage Huntsville, which is a show that's on OWN. So
yes, we are doing a before the reunion, end of the season kind of situation and talk about, you know, what went right, what went wrong. I'm going to bring up some surprise topics that need to be discussed. We're going to have a good time Friday night. So you guys definitely don't want to miss it.
You do not. You do not. But love and light to all of you beautiful people. And we'll see y'all tomorrow. Adios. Thank you for watching.
Bye.